I'd like to welcome everybody to this, the Scottish Food Commission's first public event. Thank you for coming. I count it as a great privilege to be here as the founding chair of the Food Commission. I'm proud that Scotland has had the persistence and the energy to reach this point of beginning to transform Scotland's food system in a strategic, planned way and underpinned with primary legislation, the 2022 Good Food Nation Scotland Act. And few other countries have reached this point. Now, we have three priorities for our session this morning. First of all, to introduce you to the members of the Commission and our Chief Executive. Secondly, to outline our vision and purpose. And thirdly, to begin consultation on the Scottish Food Commission's first strategic plan. And we'll engage all of you in that later on. Today is a key point in Scotland's Good Food Nation journey, but it's not the beginning. There's been quite a road up until this point. And so to get us all into the right frame of mind, have a look over the next 3 or 4 minutes at this story of where we've come from. so many people over quite a number of years paving the way for this gathering today. I've not led an organisation in the public sector before. My home territory has been as a producer of food, farming and harvesting sheep, cattle, deer, seaweed, salmon, trout, and even turbot, and processing these proteins, seeking to minimize the numbers of people in the chain between the farmer and the person eating our products. And I've done this from a base in the magical county of Ross-shire, which stretches across Scotland from sea to shining sea, with both some of the most productive and some of the harshest soils in Scotland. And unlike our football club, the farmers and crofters of Ross-shire have consistently produced quality. In 1986, I was standing in a sheep bank grading lambs on the island of North Uist, and a rep from an animal supplies company was there with a new sheep dip compound. And as we gathered round to listen to his spiel, he unscrewed the lid, and within a minute, the crofter beside me collapsed. The fumes of the product, not far removed from nerve agent, had knocked him out. Now, fortunately, he quickly recovered, but it started me to question all I'd been taught about the Green Revolution. A long road over 30 years then led me to the role of chair of the UK Soil Association, campaigning for healthy soils, healthy plants, healthy animals, and healthy people. And that's why I'm here today, compelled to work for a fairer, healthier, more sustainable and thriving food system in Scotland. So to the work of the Scottish Food Commission. We have decided on our vision, and it is making food work for all. The Commission will be active. We are in the business of making, in our case, making change. Our focus is food. We need to see it work for all, farmers and growers, both in Scotland and those who supply us from further afield, for the many species of plants and animals with whom we share Scotland, and for everyone in the country, irrespective of where they live or what they earn. The Commission will not be a large organisation. It does not need to be. We have many capable actors spread across the Scottish food system, but we have very few organisations that operate from farming through to public health. And I see the Scottish Food Commission, its role like that of the conductor of an orchestra, supporting the orchestra to practice, so getting better and better at making lovely music, building a wonderful food system. Also, we must be the holder of the flame for food system transformation over the years and decades ahead. Complex system change does not happen overnight. We intend to be accessible, accountable, and transparent as we go about our work of support and scrutiny as described in the Act. And today marks the start of the national conversation we intend to continue with the people of Scotland. At times, we will have to be courageous as we face into the inevitable disruption caused by genuine food system transformation. And we take our inspiration from the 6 outcomes described in the first National Good Food Nation Plan, which in essence describes a Scotland where food works for all. Food system transformation is, in part, a political act. In Scotland, we've had 3 cabinet secretaries, as we just saw from that great timeline, involved in leading and stewarding the political dimension of this process. Richard Lochhead and Fergus Ewing navigated through the early years. In 2020, at the start of the current Parliament, Marie Goujon was appointed Cabinet Secretary for Rural Affairs, Land Reform and Islands. She navigated the bill through Parliament, achieving that rare thing, a unanimous vote for the Good Food Nation legislation in the summer of 2022. This Parliament comes to its natural close in 21 days' time. Pre-election recess begins a week today, so ministers' time is at a premium these days. That said, we do have some comments from the Cabinet Secretary.
Hello, I am delighted to welcome the launch of the newly established Scottish Food Commission. Today marks an important milestone on Scotland's journey to becoming a good food nation. I've had the honour of steering the Good Food Nation Act through the Scottish Parliament, and this work has been a really defining part of my time as Cabinet Secretary for Rural Affairs. Although I'm so disappointed not to be with you in person, I've recently had the opportunity to meet with Jane, Dennis and the Commission members, and it's really encouraging to see such a strong range of expertise from right across the food system come together to shape the senior team of this new public body. The Commission will advise, inform and hold the Scottish Government and relevant authorities to account for their Good Food Nation plans, helping drive progress where it matters most. This includes making recommendations on a range of food policy matters, which could include, for example, public procurement. Now, we look forward to working with the Commission to understand how improvements in these areas and others can be best achieved. This independent oversight, alongside other key elements of the Good Food Nation Act, is what makes Scotland's approach truly unique. And it has only been possible thanks to the commitment and engagement of partners across the public, private and third sectors. Our aim is simple but ambitious. For people from every background to take pride and pleasure in and benefit from the food that they produce, buy, cook, serve and eat each day. As we mark these early milestones of the Act's implementation, it's worth reflecting on why this work matters. Food is central to daily life and Scotland has much to be proud of. Producing food is a core part of our economy. We have highly engaged community organisations working on food issues. Many local authorities began developing food plans long before legislation required it. And across the country, innovative food businesses are finding better ways to make food healthier and more sustainable. But we must also recognise that our food system has challenges and that change is needed. The first National Good Food Nation Plan, published in December 2025, will help us address these issues. It sets out a new approach to food policy and embeds long-term thinking into how decisions are made nationally and locally. A key part of this transformation will come through strong partnership working. Local authorities and health boards already play a leading role, from school meals and community food projects to improving public health and supporting local producers. Working together, they will share learning, overcome challenges and help ensure that every community benefits from a food system that is fairer, healthier and more sustainable. Local authorities and health boards must have regard to the national plan when developing their own. This marks the start of a long-term effort. Together with government, local partners and communities, we can transform Scotland's food system for generations to come. So today, we celebrate the launch of the Scottish Food Commission and the expertise, passion and purpose that you bring. We look forward to working with you as we take the next steps towards becoming a truly good food nation. Thank you for your commitment and for being part of this work. Your support is vital as we move forward together.